now, but let's take the opportunity to talk to the former Republican mayor of New York City, Rudy Giuliani. Mr. Mayor, thanks so much for being here. First of all, what do you make of this fracas Utah Governor Mike Lee saying this is just about the rules?
The rules.
Was it just about the rules to you?
This is why Donald Trump won. That was inside the Beltway gobbledygook that the American people who are frightened about terrorism, frightened about police officers being killed, worried about their jobs, worried about their future. That's what they want us to talk about, not rules and all this internecine warfare that's going on.
What do you make of the Never Trump forces and the fact that so many notable Republicans, including some friends of yours, the Bushes, McCain, Romney, et cetera, are not here?
Well, you know, they have a right. They have their own view. Look, 33% of the Democratic Party in the last poll that I looked at isn't going to vote for Hillary Clinton. So what's new? I mean, the same thing is true in their party as ours. Most Republicans support Donald Trump, some don't. Most Democrats support Hillary, some don't. That's the way it is.
Let's turn to your address this evening. The theme of tonight is, I believe, Make America Safe Again.
Yes, and that's what I'm going to talk about.
It's a national security message. What are you going to say?
Well, that's something I know something about. I made New York safe. I changed it from the crime capital of America to the safest large city in America. I'm going to talk about how we have to support our police, how we have to take into consideration the injustices that people feel. We have to do more about it, how our party can do more about it, but that doesn't justify ambushing and killing police. I'm also going to talk about how we have to be a lot more assertive against Islamic terrorism. We can't be afraid to use the word Islamic extremist terrorism. We can't draw 12 lines in the sand like Obama did and back down. We need a president who's going to stand up. Anyone who knows Donald Trump knows he will not draw a line in the sand and back down to Assad. We need a president like that, a leader.
So let's talk about your message, because you just did make a nod towards the fact that there are many people in minority communities who feel that they are being treated unjustly, including, I'm sure you heard, Republican Senator Tim Scott, African-American senator from South Carolina, talking about being pulled over time and time again.
How would I not know that? Coming from New York City and growing up in New York City and growing up and going to high school, actually going to high school in Bedford-Stuyvesant. Of course I know that. And I know we have to do more. I think we have the answers. I think we have the answers in choice, vouchers, charter schools, which the teachers union dominates the Democratic Party and refuses them to allow black Americans to get the education they should get. I think we have the answer with free market economics and with Donald Trump, who can negotiate better than anyone else to bring jobs back to America so that African American and other minorities can have job opportunities. I took 600,000 people off welfare in New York, 500,000 with jobs. Most of them were minorities. Why do you think crime went down 85%?
You have my
under
vote.
Me and Bloomberg.
You have my vote, sir, but you're not on the ballot. I want. You said last week, I believe it was last week, that Black Lives Matter is inherently racist. Do you think comments like that unite the country, or do you think they further divide the country?
I think they unite the country because...
To say that Black Lives Matter is racist unites the country?
When you do not include that all lives matter, when you take someone like the governor of Maryland and intimidate him after he says all lives matter to say no, Black lives matter, that's dividing the country by race.
Well, I can't speak to the governor of Maryland, but Paul Ryan, let me just say, because he was asked this question, we did a town meeting last week, and somebody in the audience, a New Yorker, a Republican, pushed him. Do you understand what people mean? Do you understand why people say that? He said, you're saying Black Lives Matter because people feel like they're being discriminated against and they're not safe because of the color of their skin, so that's profound. And because people believe that, we have to listen to that and we have to hear about it, we have to understand it, and then instead of just talking, let's go try solving it. That's not what I hear from you or from Mr. Trump.
I agree with that 100%. What I don't agree with is when they yell out in their demonstrations, as I've heard them do, kill police, kill the pigs, destroy police. They have people among them who are doing that. I don't find that when they say...
But that's a minority of the demonstrators, don't you think?
Well, then they should get rid of that minority of the demonstrators. Then they should stand up against it. Then they should also say, Black lives matter, all lives matter. Blue lives matter, police lives matter. We're one country. Where is the Obama who said there's no Black America or white America? There's one America.
Are you
Where's
going
that
to
Obama?
be saying that this evening?
I don't think I'll say it that way, but where is that Obama? What happened to him? What happened to him? I remember his first speech when he said, there is no black America, Black Lives Matter. There is no white America, White Lives Matter. There's one America. That's what I think we should be aiming for, not dividing people. The minute we start putting racial tags on things, we are becoming divisive and we're getting close to racism.
I think the point, and then we have to break, unfortunately, I think the point is that African Americans, many of them feel that they are having racial tags put on them by people stopping them.
Then that should stop.
All right.
And that should end, and there is no excuse for that. But there is no excuse, none, for assassinating police officers and putting targets on their backs. We are seeing a repeat of the Black Panther movement, where police officers are lured to come and help black people and then are assassinated.
It was a horrific incident in Baton Rouge, a horrific incident in Dallas.
And don't tell me the atmosphere in this country isn't creating it.
I don't know what's creating it, but it is horrific, and I hope it stops on behalf of all the police officers.
Well,
the men
you know
and
when
women
it happens? When we go back to, there's one America. No, there's not a black America or a white America.
But you think Mr.
One
Trump
America.
is the best person to do that?
I think Mr. Trump is the best person to do that. This is a man without prejudice. This man sees black and white as the same, as I do. And I want to work and fight for black people to have all the opportunities that white people have.
You saw the recent poll that had Mr. Trump, and I know it's just a poll, but Mr. Trump getting 0% of the African American vote?
Well, that's because the African American community has been tied to the Democratic Party forever. What have the Democrats done for the African Americans in Baltimore, in this city, Cleveland? What have they done for them in Detroit? In the cities in which African Americans have had Republican mayors like me, they have been enormously successful. Harlem is much more successful now than it was before. Bedford-Stuyvesant, because I put them to work, because I got them better education, because I got them better jobs, and because I reduced crime by 65%.
Mr. Mayor, I am looking forward very much, as I'm sure our viewers, to your address this evening, and thank you so much. It's always good to see you. Tell us what you really feel next time. Don't hold back. Just after this, we'll be back with the man who tried.